Constipation, no doubts.
That's it?
That's it.
I got it.
And now a word from
John and Fez.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Buddies. Oh, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies, and good evening.
And for some reason, we're wearing shirts that are much too matching, in my opinion.
Look, we're twinsies.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable for me.
Well, when you called and said, hey, wear that shirt, I said, I'm in, buddy.
I'm just so glad that this is just radio and no one can see us, because they're both bad shirts, and it looks like our moms dressed us. Like when some moms won't even do it with twins, just brothers.
It's one of those weeks where you're back from vacation, so you're wearing that shirt that you would normally wear on Saturday.
Yeah.
Into work on Thursday.
This is the, hey, are you going to lay down and become a picnic table shirt?
Maybe I'll just do some painting or something today.
I might leave and change my shirt. Can you just take over for a little bit? I'll be back in about 30 minutes.
Don't worry. Even though it's moderate weather, I will still sweat through this one enough to have to change quickly.
I'm going to go. You keep going. I'll be funny.
Where you going? I like your shirt. Come back.
I'll be back in 30.
Roddy, we don't have time for you to change your shirt. Come back. I want to talk about Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart, she is going to be sentenced tomorrow morning. She could get as little as house arrest or do time for 16 months or longer. So what we need to know is the radio psychic, what Martha Stewart is going to end up getting tomorrow.
Radio psychic. Radio psychic.
Thank you, J-Dubs. I appreciate that. Personally, I think the judge is going to go hardline here, and I think Martha gets at least a year. I think that is exactly what the sentence is going to be.
And you think hardline is a year? I mean, for all the heat, if the really harshest thing is a year, that's not much.
Well, the harshest thing, I guess, could be, because the judge doesn't have to follow the guidelines. She can say, Martha, you're on house arrest, or she can give her like 2 years for this. So I think a year is really going to be strong. I've seen people think that maybe she'll get 5 months.
5 months, a year, what's the difference? It's going to be a cakewalk for her.
The problem is, it's not. They're going to take all the drama out of this thing tomorrow. Martha's not going to talk because she's still going to appeal.
Right.
She's not going to get taken away in cuffs. There's not going to be any apology or throwing herself on the mercy of the court.
It's really no big deal. It's almost like a DUI where there wasn't an accident.
And I heard some reporters today talking about how she should dress for this thing. She can't come in looking too fancy pants, and also she can't come in trying to play poor, too.
I'd come in crazy overalls. Why don't you come in a tube top and a pair of cutoffs?
Just come in the prison jumpsuit and say, what are you going to do to me?
I'm Martha Stewart. I could do 12 months standing on my head. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see her in tears if she gets 12 months, Fez.
And the judge, someone who goes through all the training and education and the years of work to become a federal district judge, I don't think she's going to be swayed all that much by fashion, by looking to see if the Gucci handbag matches the shoes.
You were right. There's no big deal about this. We shouldn't even be talking about it. We shouldn't even bring it up. It's stupid.
Unless she gets dragged out of there like Jimmy Cagney.
All right, Fezzy, after John Kerry addressed the NAACP, the White House said the reason that the president isn't going to talk to them is because they are hostile towards him and don't work with him.
All right, by hostile, do they mean black?
Well, they don't so much mean black as not white and not wealthy.
Oh, okay.
And basically, if they would just say, they're not really too white and wealthy, so what will we say to them?
Now, all of a sudden, the president has an appointment to address the Urban League next week when, wait a minute, the schedule was so tight and everything was so planned out that we couldn't possibly squeeze in 20 minutes for the NAACP.
Yeah. I was hoping he was going to be there with the Monsters and both of them together. Could go one after another.
Just a nice sensitivity training going on.
Just get it over with. Hey, do you ever notice this, that people never really mind stereotypes when they're good ones? Like, no one ever minds if you go, hey, those gays are really snappy dressers. No one will ever say, hey, that's a stereotype.
Back off.
Hey, Italians are really good in the kitchen. That doesn't make anyone furious.
John Kerry, at least this time, he had the sense not, when he addressed them, he had the sense not to say, I would like to be your next black president.
Yeah, finally, he got off of that gimmick.
Because last time they had a real problem with that. Clinton, they'll accept. John Kerry, with all his wife's ketchup money and his polo ponies and everything.
Not the same deal, huh?
Yeah, they have a lot of trouble with that one. Now, Vice President Cheney, he insisted yesterday that he will stay on the Republican ticket.
I'm staying. Don't believe the hype. I'm staying on the ticket.
These are the things we have to worry about now at this point in the campaign, 110 days out or whatever. Cheney trying to convince people that, yes, he is the vice president and will remain so.
He actually said, I'm going to write this whole thing down. Don't worry about me. I'm not jumping out with a parachute. I'm going down with everybody else.
He actually had to call a press conference to let people know that he's running for vice president as the sitting vice president. Between this and Whoopi, all the big issues are really getting hit.
I wish that he would say, hey, how bad would it be if I left? You have no idea how many times I've saved you people just by being close.
Oh, if he left, no one would even water the plants. And with Dick Cheney, I like the plan that they said his doctor has been writing bad scripts so he can get a new doctor who says his heart isn't in good shape. So that would be the plan, to have a doctor get in trouble in order to get you out of this election.
He ought to use Rush Limbaugh's doctors. Doctors.
I think they are.
The multitudes.
Mike Ditka has told Republican leaders that he will not run for the U.S. Senate seat from Illinois.
Do you know how much tape they have on me if I attempted to run here? It would be hideous. Because I saw something they were showing him grabbing his crotch when he was leaving a game one time, mad at the crowd.
And he knew it, too. He knew exactly what would happen to him if he ran for the Senate.
It's a nightmare to try to run for public office if you've lived any kind of life before you decide to run.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing with Arnold. Everybody that Arnold's ever pinched their butt has come out now.
The problem with Ditka is the person that he groped was himself.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Ditka is he's not as nice as Arnold. He's spent a lot of years being really, really cruel to people, and all of them would have the opportunity to talk once he came out.
Well, he's funny because he goes, I can't change. I just know I can't. I don't know what would happen if I was a senator.
You know, that's smart. It's actually smart to say, I know I'll do something that will really embarrass the party and the country if I went in there.
Yeah, because he knew that his past would get brought up, but he also included the future as well.
Because he's a hothead, and he's a maniac, and he's a DUI driver, and he's all those things. You know what I mean? He's a regular guy. That's the problem with him. He's just a jock.
Now, the guy that he's going to run against, or was going to run against, the Democrat, his last name is Obama, and he's going to be the keynote speaker at the Democratic Convention. Now, that sounds enough like Osama that you would think that Ditka could have gone in there and won this thing.
Ditka could have won it anyway, because they owe him for 86. It's not a matter of whether he could win. It's does he want to live a public life? Because he wasn't good at it as a coach, which is a public life, but they let you get away with being crazy.
The Obama guy said, if we did have a debate, I would have asked him why only one Super Bowl championship. So it would have been fun at the very, very least.
Yeah.
And I think now they're looking to Dick Butkus. So to see or the Fridge, to see if they can get him to run for Senate.
Just going old Bears?
Just somebody.
Yeah. Well, Jim Belushi's always prepared.
I like the fact that they're saying, well, now we're stuck without a candidate. So the two you had was Jack Ryan, who resigned over a sex scandal, and your only backup plan was Levitra's Mike Ditka? That was it?
That's all they had. Well, it's a small state. It's Illinois, Fezzi. Hillary Clinton won't have a prominent speaking role at the Democratic Convention. Fez, is this a good move or a bad move?
I think it's a bad move. You probably should have had Hillary speak. She's one of the rising stars. You got Obama speaking. Why not Hillary?
Well, because a lot of people that they're trying to reach hate Hillary. That's the problem. Everybody who likes Hillary is going to vote that way already. So it doesn't exactly bring any of those swing voters into this, Fez.
This is another situation where, hey, let's get her husband, and let's try not to give her too much stage time.
Well, do you remember what happened at that 9/11 concert? It was the same thing. People like Bill more than Hillary, even though the people that like Hillary love her, but the people that don't like her just can't stand her at all. It's kind of like Ryan Seacrest, Fezzy. No one goes, I could take him or leave him.
Bill got on stage to a rousing standing ovation. 45 seconds later, it was catcalls for his wife.
Yeah, when his wife came out, they were furious with it. All right, we're going to take a break here. You're listening to the fastest hour in radio. Ron and Fez, the first hour of the show is just me and Fezzy, no phone calls. After that, we will open up the phone lines at 8 o'clock. Giving away some KISS tickets tonight, Fezzy. Some KISS tickets we have in the house. We'll talk about that a little later on. We're right back in a few moments. It's the Ron and Fez Show.